This video is going to show you how to close out parties. So after the party is over, whether this be your launch party or another hostess was hosting for you, you're going to do this the same way every time. And so all the orders come in usually on your e-commerce site, but then you're going to use a site called OrderPro online. And that's how you're going to actually claim the hostess rewards and close out the party. So there's two ways to access OrderPro. You can either do it from your back office. You click the home button, and then you're going to click resources, OrderPro, login now. And that'll take you to OrderPro. Or you can also just type in orderpro.ubah.com and that'll take you directly to OrderPro online. I just have this link saved as a favorite on my desktop, so I can just easily access it. So then you're going to click sign in. And then there are two tabs here that you're going to be looking at for the most part. There's pending orders and then there's completed orders. So these are orders that have not yet been closed out that I've created, but and maybe have selected some things and saved it, but I've not yet closed out. And then there's also completed orders. So these are all my past parties. So if I need to check anything or access those, you can do that. You can also access the details of that, and it'll give you some just detailed information, and also if it is shipped and what the tracking number is. You can find that there. So for this, I have already created a party just to save us a little bit of time. So this is a personal party that I'm closing out. And remember that for any orders that you're placing on your site or any kind of loose orders that come in that are not associated with a party, you can have those placed under a party for yourself, or any business building parties that you do, so that you're earning free books on all of those purchases. So I'm going to select this this party, and then the hostess information, you're going to enter all of the hostess information in. You can also select previous hostess and search by letter or search here, and that can save you some time if the person has hosted with you before. So this is me personally closing out my party, so I'm going to enter in myself as the hostess. The tax rate auto-populates, so if I were to change the zip code, it would change the tax rate for whatever that zip code was. The rest of this stuff, if it's an e-show, if it's a Facebook party or home party, you do not need to worry about tax exempt or anything like that. This is really important, this ship to, because it auto-populates that it's going to ship to the consultant. And so since this is my party, it doesn't really matter where it ships to. But I always just, as a habit, select hostess, so that it's always shipping to the hostess, because you don't want the box of hostess books to come to you as the consultant, and then you have to figure out how to get it to the person that hosted with you. Delivery type's always standard. So then you're going to click next step. And you're going to enter in the order type and a name for the order. So I usually do just something super simple, like the hostess name plus Facebook party or home party or whatever it was. For order type, you're going to select home party. That's whether it was a home party or an e-show, a Facebook party, because you do it the same way, either way. And then don't worry about the PO number. That just kind of auto-populates and goes up one every time. And you don't really need to worry about the party date. You can enter that in if you want, but it's not very important. So then it's always going to ask you if you've scheduled a future booking. So to offer either the hostess special for the month, or to offer double free if you're in your incentive period, you have to have a certain amount of sales, and then you have to have a booking. So this is where you enter in that booking so that they can get the monthly hostess special. It'll say something if you're in your incentive period, like select this to enter in your booking and offer double free rewards. So I'm going to click yes because I have booked a personal party myself, and I'm going to put in that name of that person. So you have to enter the name, and you also have to enter the date that the party is taking place. So I'll enter that in. And then you're just going to click next step. All right, so now I need to connect OrderPro with the event that took place on my e-commerce site. And the way that you do that is this little blue box right here, import event, little blue circle right here, import event. So you're going to click that, and then you're going to select the event that is associated with this hostess. So I'm going to select my own event. And then you can see it shows me the total retail sales for the party. It's not going to say anything for commission. That does not mean that you didn't earn commission. It just, the only thing it's going to calculate commission on is if you enter anything in here at full retail. So, maybe if the hostess was really close to the next level of rewards, she might want to purchase some full retail, or if her wish list was just longer than the free and discounted books she earned, she might want to enter in just some at full retail. So you can do that here. The first selection, drop-down selection, is full retail. So you can enter that in here. So you'll see if I add something here, it will not only add to the total retail sales, but it'll also show me my commission, and here it'll show you the number of books that you've selected. So there are a few of these drop downs that you're going to be entering books in on. There's the free host reward. So this is the free books that the hostess gets for hosting her party, the free books that she's earned. There's the half-priced host rewards. And then there's the party bonus books. And I'll go through each of these categories with you. So I'm going to click the free host rewards. It's really nice because it tells you exactly how much they've earned. And as you're entering in books, it will tell you the total that's selected, and the allowance remaining will go down. So you don't have to keep track of that. So I'm just going to enter in some books to show you how that works. As far as searching, one thing that you kind of should look out for is, if you need something that's like library binding. Library binding is that super durable hardcover that's made to stand up to a lot of use. You're going to need to select that because it's always going to auto-populate paperback hardcover. So if you search for something and it's not finding it for you, it might be that you need to select just to show all types of binding. The other thing that it kind of auto selects for you is the title starts with. So if I were to enter in, let's say I want to do the curious case of the missing mammoth, and I just type in curious, it's not going to come up. So I have to do contains instead of starts with. So now it'll come up with it. I'll add that in. So I'm not going to select all of the free books, but here it's telling me that I have 138.03 left to select. It's showing me the total number I've selected, and then up here is showing me exactly how many books that I've selected. So then you'll go to the half-price rewards, and it will tell you how many half-price books they've earned. And so what this means is they can pick out, if they've earned $125 in half-price books, they can pick out $125 and pay half the price of that. So that's something to note to your hostesses, that they don't get to pay $125 and pick out $250 in books. They get $125, and then they, so whatever the amount they earn, they get that amount and earn pay half of it. So let me enter in some random books. If it is red, it means that you cannot order it. There's a few colors in OrderPro. Yellow means if you add it, they're going to get a book buck. So you really don't want to do that because then you're going to have to basically claim it for them later. Then there is green, that means it recently went out of stock, and you won't be able to order those. So basically, just if it's highlighted in a color, you don't want to order it. So the next section that I'm going to do is the party bonus books. So there's a few things that you can use this section for, and it's up to your discretion to figure out what you'd like to use it for. But the one thing that I always use it for is if I've offered the hostess a free book for hosting. So what this section is, this party bonus book section, is it's $50 in books that you can get at 65% off. So that can either mean that you're paying for that and you're getting 65% off, or you can offer that to the hostess, that she can get a certain number of books for 65% off. So what I always use it for is the book that I offered them for hosting. So let's say I offered them one of the Shine-a-Lights for hosting. I'll select one of those. So it's allowing me to select that. It's telling me I can still select this much in the party bonus books. And what I'll do is I'll basically be paying 35% of this price. And so you'll just want to make sure to calculate that out before you give the hostess her final total. You'll take that amount out that you're supposed to be paying. But if you're closing out your own personal party, you can literally use this whole section, all $50, if you'd like. Another thing I like to use this section for is, there's lots of things that you can do, but I like to offer the hostess $10 extra in books at 65% off for every booking that she gets from her party. So if she gets 3 bookings from her party, I'll tell her that she gets an extra $30 in books at 65% off, and that's something that she would pay for. Another thing you can do is switch to quick entry view, and you can enter things in by ISBN if your hostess has maybe provided you with that list. So that can be you can enter that in quickly if she's provided you with those numbers. But most hostesses I have found just provide you with the name of the book. So if you're closing out a personal party, one thing that is nice to remember that you can do, and I often forget, is if you need to purchase supplies, you can add those to this order. So if you needed some bookmarks or pens or a planner or something like that, you could add that to this event, so you're only paying shipping once and you're not getting in 2 separate orders. So then you're going to click Next Step. And then this next step is basically going to be a breakdown of everything. So it shows me the full retail that's been entered in, what the e-show did. So then it adds those together and comes up with this number. And you don't have to pay a ton of attention. I mean, you're welcome to go through, obviously, and look at each thing and make sure it adds up correctly, but you don't really need to. One thing to note is that the hostess pays a $2 hostess fee, and that's something that you should be telling her. This is so that she doesn't have to claim the free books, as a gift on her taxes. That kind of covers that and makes it like all legal, and so that she's not having to pay taxes on those books. So then, it'll tell you. So it tells you what's in each section. So the party bonus book section. So this is the book. So let's say I offered this Shine a Light book for her for hosting. This is the amount that I would pay, $455. So what I'll do, and I'll tell you the shipping, which is it's $6 flat up to $75 or 8%, and then so this is the total amount that the hostess owes, but I would subtract this amount from that, and then give her that number, and just not even worry her with the amount that I'm paying for her book. So then you're going to click Next Step. And this will be where you enter payment information. So it's telling you the total amount that's due for this order, the total amount of payments that have been entered, and then basically it's telling you, unless you've entered some customer payments, this is the amount that you as the consultant owe. So to enter in the hostess payment, you'll click Add a New Customer Payment down here. And so whatever you've told the hostess that she owes, I'm not going to calculate it all out, but let's say it's $32. That would be what she pays. And then the things that you need to enter in the payment type, name on card, card number, expiration, billing zip code, and CVV code, the security code on the back. You do not need to enter in the phone number or check number. And then you're just going to click Add Next Payment, and then it'll pop up right here and it'll say Payment Added. So then basically what will happen is the $30 that was put in will go right here. And then it'll tell me a new amount that I owe as the consultant. And then you'll enter in your consultant credit card information here. And then you'll click Next Step. And then you're going to click Review Order. And it checks your order for any mistakes. This order obviously has a lot of mistakes because I haven't entered in all the books and I haven't entered in payment information. So it'll pop up a little error that tells me all the things that I need to go back and fix. So then you're going to click Next Step, and you're going to submit the order. It'll tell you before you submit the order, it'll show you the address, again, that the books are shipping to. I always double check that to make sure that it is the hostess's address, because one time I did get a hostess's order that I had to ship out to her because I totally forgot to check that. So just make sure you double check it right there. Make sure that the address is correct and it's not your personal address. and then you're going to submit the order there. And then that's it. So that's how you would close out your launch party, and you would close out any parties after that other people host for you, or any personal parties that you do after that.